What's up, everyone? It's me, Chris Hernandez, and welcome to a new segment on the channel, How Do I? Today's episode is really special, so long story short, I have a coworker who came to me and told me that her son is very interested in creating content, and he wants to record video games with his reactions and create tutorials, and he really loves Super Mario and Mario games, and he just really wants to know how to record him playing his Switch with his webcam connected for reactionary purposes, for content creation purposes. So this episode is dedicated to you, and we're going to go straight into it. What you're going to need to get all of this done is you're going to need a capture card, and I'm going to show you that next. I can't show it to you right now because it's currently in use. It's how I'm recording my video. So you need a capture card. You're going to need 2 HDMI cables, and then you're also going to need a USB to USB cable. I should specify USB 3.0 to USB 3.0 cable, but this should come with whatever capture card you order. We're not going to go with anything too expensive. The industry standard is capture cards by a company named Elgato, but sometimes those can be really expensive, and there are far cheaper versions that you can get that are more affordable. Obviously, I just said cheaper versions, but they're way more affordable and they get the job done. And the one I'm going to be showing you today is a cheaper, more affordable version of a capture card that only cost me around 50 bucks, and I've been using it for about a year and a half now, and it hasn't let me down. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to show you what a capture card looks like, how to navigate it, and how you should be plugging things in. And then we're also going to talk about OBS. That is another thing that you're going to need, which is a software that is going to record your inputs on your computer. And then last but not least, before I forget, the last thing that you need is a computer and also another screen, whether it be a monitor, a computer monitor, or a television, because you're going to need the 2 screens. You're going to need the laptop to run OBS and to have the capture card plugged into, and then you're going to need the other screen to play the video games on. So with that being said, finally, let's get started. Okay, so what we have right here is an up-close look at a capture card, and particularly my capture card. So this is the one that I purchased, and there are other ones that are very similar that get the same job done, but I'm going to post the link to this one down in the description, as well as a few other alternatives that you may want to look into. But let's go ahead and start learning about this particular one. They're all basically the same in terms of layout and functionality, especially the lower end capture cards. So you shouldn't have too much trouble translating this to other lower end models that you may purchase. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to pick this up. This is the capture card itself. I'm going to turn it to its side. There is an HDMI input and an HDMI output. So now this is really important to remember. The HDMI input is where you plug your game console into. So your game console has an HDMI cable that typically goes onto either your television or a computer screen. And so you're going to plug your game console's HDMI into the HDMI input section. Then over here in the HDMI output, you're going to plug in your television or your computer screen, whichever you'll be using. That's what you're going to plug into there. Then I'm going to flip this over. So on this side, for this particular capture card, there is a headphone jack and a microphone jack. I don't use either of these, so you can ignore them for now. This is the really important part, because this is how the computer picks up what's being captured. There is a USB 3.0 slot right here. This gets plugged into your computer, no matter what kind of computer you have, whether it's a laptop or it's a desktop, doesn't really matter. And then, of course, you're going to also need software that's going to be able to pick up what you're capturing on screen and allow you to record your video games. Now, last thing before we get started, the cord for your capture card should always come with your capture card. This is what it looks like. It is a double-sided or double-ended USB 3.0 to USB 3.0. One end goes inside the capture card, the other end goes in the computer. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set this up right now. So we're going to plug this piece into the USB 3.0. I'm going to go ahead, and my wires are all over the place. My desk is so messy, and you can't really see what I'm doing because I don't have the best camera setup at the moment, but I have my Nintendo Switch to the left of me, and that's where this cord is coming from. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that into the input, and then I am going to take an HDMI cable that is plugged into a small little television I have on my desk, and I'm going to plug that into the output. And then last but not least, I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it into my desktop computer. Again, you don't need a desktop. You can use a laptop or a desktop. It just really depends on the software that you're using. That's what matters. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to plug this in, and I'm going to change the camera angle up so you can see what I'm doing on both my computer screen and on the small television screen that I have next to me. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to open up a web browser. So whatever you have on your computer, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, Chrome, whatever it is, open it up. We're going to head over to Google. I'm going to make this really simple. We're going to hit Google. We're going to type in OBS because that's the software that we're going to be using. It stands for Open Broadcast Software. It should be the topmost thing that shows up on Google. So you just go ahead, you click that, and you download the version of the software that is for your particular computer. So if you have a Windows computer, you download the Windows version. If you have an Apple computer, you download the Mac OS version. Or if you have a Linux operating system, you download the Linux version. So I already have this downloaded. I'm just going to click on Windows. It's going to pop up as a file. You save it. And then after you save it, you're just going to open that up and install it. After you install it, so I'm just going to scroll here. As I said, I already have it installed. And this is OBS. So now that OBS is downloaded and you have it installed, your starting process is going to be a little bit different than mine because I open up OBS and it's already set up. So there's no configuration on my end needed, but on your first time opening up OBS, it's going to ask you whether you want to configure settings for streaming or configure settings for recording. And since in this, I'm teaching you how to record your outside games, you're going to want to set it up for recording. And once you go through that, you keep hitting next. Now, before I jump in and show you how to set up or talk about the scenes and the sources and stuff like that and everything, I just want to show you right here, the audio mixer. So if you're using a laptop, you're going to want to come over here where it says mic and aux, and you're going to want to hit settings and properties, and you're going to want to make sure that you have the correct microphone set up. So it should just be your generic, if you're using a laptop, your generic microphone for your laptop, or if you have a USB microphone or any other type of microphone that's hooked up to your computer, then you would find that here. So for instance, here's my Blue Snowball, which I'm using to record my voice right now. So if I select it, it's actually not going to work in OBS because my Blue Snowball is being used by another program. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my HyperX Cloud microphone. I'm just going to hit OK, and then that's it for that. That would be how you get the computer to also record your audio along with your video game that's being captured, as well as your webcam capturing. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your first scene. So you can come over here to the bottom left under scenes. You see I have a whole bunch of stuff already set up. So you can come under scenes, you can hit the plus sign, you can name your scene whatever you want it to be, and then just hit OK. But for the sake of this, I'm going to use my scene 3 because that's what I usually use to record stuff. And so once you have that created, you're going to go into sources, you're going to click plus, and then we're going to head over to video capture device, because remember, it's your capture card that you're using to capture gameplay. So we're going to hit on that. You can rename it if you want to, but we're going to name it capture card, or at least I'm going to name it capture card. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm selecting USB 3.0 HD video capture. So I'm going to hit deactivate on that and then reactivate just to see if it pops back up. And there we go. You can see it already loads up in the background. I had Mario Kart 8 already open on my Nintendo Switch, and there it is. We're just going to hit OK, and that's it. It has the whole video game up. You can hit the start recording button, and when you're done recording, it's going to have a stop recording button. You hit the stop recording, and it will save it wherever your videos are set to save. So I just wanted to show this view really quick. So as you can see on the right screen, I have the Nintendo Switch up. I can move around. I have Mario Kart 8 open. And on the left screen, you can see OBS is open and I'm recording. So you can see, my computer can see exactly what I'm doing inside of my Switch game. And as it's recording, it's just going to save any games that I play to my desktop. So I just wanted to show this really quick to you, just to show you how it works. And now we're going to get into how to finish setting up your OBS section so that you can add your webcam as well. So you can record games while also seeing yourself or recording your reactions to playing the level. So as you can see, we have OBS up. It has the input from the Nintendo Switch. It can see everything. And so over here, as I mentioned earlier, this is the start recording button, is how you start recording your gameplay and stuff like that. But before we even do that, the final thing that we need to learn is how to add a webcam into here. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. You're going to come over here to sources. So we created our scene earlier, and in sources we added our video capture device, our capture card, and now we're going to add a webcam. So we're going to hit the plus sign. We're going to look for video capture device. So you can go ahead and you can name that whatever you want. I'm going to name it webcam so that I remember what it is. After we get to this screen, you're going to go to device and you're going to look for your webcam. If you have a laptop, it should show up as your webcam. Do not select USB 3.0 HD video capture because that is your capture card. So what you're going to do is you're going to search for your webcam. You're going to click on it. There I am. Super surprising. You can see my whole room. I'm going to hit OK. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to take it and we are going to scroll all the way down like this. We're going to minimize it. We're going to put it like that. And then look at me. Look at that. Here we are, ready to play this game. Oh my goodness. This is great. I mean, I hope you learned something from this. I hope that, when you watch this, you can put together your capture card with your games and stuff like that, and you can start recording games. Hope to see content soon. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will see you all next time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, and yeah, peace.